All right, hello everybody. Just a moment, I'm just tweaking the audio here because today we're gonna be streaming Real Vampires, and I'm already joined by one of the developers. So say hello to Clara.
Hello, I'm Clara. I worked on Real Vampires for about the last year of production as like a general visual person. 2D, 2D obviously, lots of 2D stuff, and I did a bunch of the animation and some UI and random things wherever there was a need for a little bit more work.
Yes. All right. A little bit of visuals all around. Did you were you on the project from the beginning?
No, actually, I was very privileged and lucky to join the production during my internship, finishing my degree, and then here's the privileged part: is that they wanted to hire me afterwards. So.
All right.
So I got to finish the project, which was incredible because you reach the end of like being there for like half a year, and then it's like, oh wait, but I have to say goodbye to this. I don't get to follow this project all the way to its end. And then luckily I got to do that anyways.
I gotta say I'm quite excited about this game because I think we're gonna have an experience of something a little bit different. So I haven't had a chance to play the game at all yet. So what I know of it is only what I've seen at a presentation. I was at a game presentation of Real Vampires where one of your colleagues spoke about the kind of inspirations behind Real Vampires and a little bit about what the gameplay is. And I think what we're gonna go into here is a lot of different kind of mini games that then tie together the folklore stories of vampires in, is it Poland?
It's like Poland and the surrounding area. So we got a bit from Ukraine and Belarus and the entire Slavic region.
Mm-hmm. And just before we go into the game, when it started up, there was a lot of different. Yeah, we see here a lot of different sponsorships from different institutes. Like there's the Danish Film Institute and the Danish Game Institute, European Program for Creative Media Program, Danish Arts Foundation, Ministry of Culture in the Republic of Poland, the Adam Mickiewicz Institute, and so a lot of different. And I think there's also a question about that. Did you, when you made this game, did you have to kind of live up to certain expectations or requirements from all those different institutions?
It's a good question, and I'm not sure I'm totally the one to reply, or to answer it, but I can try. I think I think obviously in some aspect, like maybe mostly with the Polish institutes, it's I think it was kind of a package deal, the two you mentioned, but it was very obviously they have a vested, like the reason we did the entire collaboration with them is that they actually published the book that the game is based on. It's based on like research and an anthology by this researcher Lukasz Kozak, and he got to do this entire publication because the Polish Institute was like, guys, we want to create all of this awareness of the Polish vampire and like the cultural value of that. So of course, when we're making a game based on this book, and the reason the book was published was for like spreading the cultural value of or like the Polish awareness. Obviously, the institute wants to like maintain that in the game. And all of the like, mostly the other institutes and the other like funds and stuff. I think what you're mainly like kept kept on task. Like you only really have to do what you told them you wanted to do. So that's like more dependent on what you applied, like for, or how you approached them.
Yeah, how you defined your project when
yes
when they signed that they wanted to.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, I think we should probably get into the game before we just sit here and talk in the menu all day. But I always kind of like to just to take a step back and just also speak a little bit about like the story behind it, and yeah, maybe we'll get into that. But I know that like one of your colleagues kind of just met this professor at random, I think on a trip, and then that's kind of where it started. But maybe let's start the game, see what it has to offer, and then we'll talk a lot from there.
Yes. You've gotten to see a bunch of the fun little animations going through the screen.
Carson of Grabownica was sentenced by the bishop to 6 months penance in prison on bread and water for allowing certain parishioners from Lalin who practiced witchcraft to exhume a corpse buried in the church cemetery. Beheaded and thus mutilated, drive a stake through it.
Hello, my name is Łukasz Kozak. I grew up in Poland, very close to Ukraine. I study history and have found this document, which seems to be the first known Polish historical record with reference to a procedure of incapacitating a presumed upure. By the way, upure is more or less the same as vampire. Moreover, it suggests that the local parson believed in upures, or at least tolerated his parishioners' beliefs. His church superiors considered this a serious offense associated with the practice of witchcraft, maleficium in Latin. Now I'm super excited about this. Do vampires really exist? Why don't we try to figure it out?
Okay. Is he gonna be like this? So that is the actual professor, right? Who's speaking there?
Yes, it is. That's Kozak, who is our, let's say, I want to say protagonist, but he's more of, like a tour guide going through the different stories and records.
Okay,
yeah, so he's gonna be our best friend on this journey.
Okay. So we have here like an anthology. I can't choose the first one. So like you can start playing the woman from Ryazne, currently a district in Lviv, Ukraine. And we're going back to 1572. Difficulty.
Yes.
Oh. I guess we choose relaxed because I always get a little bit distracted when I'm doing this. Make it to the end.
Yes, you like the little touch of it being relaxed and not easy.
Relaxed?
Relaxed? Yes.
Yeah, it's it's not an easy difficulty. It's relaxed. It's relaxed. The difference, of course, being. Oh.
Okay. Yeah. So I heard about this. So the game you either play during the day and you're the humans, or you play during the night and you're the vampires. And I think then every time you kind of lose a level or die, it kind of turns over to the opposite day or night, and you have to play the other part, right?
That's correct.
Who do we choose? Do we choose to be the good human, the good guys, the humans in the beginning? Wait. Did I choose?
You have to drag it all the way up.
They.
Yeah. You raise it.
They.
You're feeling more in tune with the human.
Oh. Yeah, well, I just don't want to give away that I am a vampire, right?
But
so,
the plague
I'm a
doesn't
human.
care whether it's day or night. Paranoia and superstition
keeping
also
it
don't
keeping
care.
it secret.
But
Okay,
anyways,
be
Let's
quiet all the
open
time.
the woman
cutscene.
from Ryazna report from 1572. In his treatise
wonder
on
if this
Polish
is a bit
plague,
too low.
Plica Polonica, a widespread complaint among the population of the
Maybe
Polish-Lithuanian
like so.
Commonwealth that was often associated with witchcraft and folklore, the Italian doctor Ercole Sassonia referred to a story
Maybe if
told
you
by
wouldn't
a
mind,
medic,
actually, now that we're
Jan
talking about
Ursinus.
volume and stuff,
It
can
is
you,
one of the
could you,
first
like, Discord
mentions
stream
of the undead
to
in
me,
early
so I
modern
don't get it from, like, a
scientific
delay
literature.
where you are in the game?
Oh, yeah, we could try
In
that.
the year of
Just a second. So what I'll do is I'll share screen and then specifically real vampires.
Yes.
There we go. I think you'll get it.
our Lord
Real time.
Yeah, thank
1572,
you.
when the plague was rife all across Poland.
I missed something here. In the year of our Lord 1572, when the plague was rife all across Poland. Okay.
The day is slipping away. Act quickly and let the priest cleanse the country.
Oh wait, we're already.
Hey, we're playing.
Day prevails. Oh, good.
A woman from Rzęsna, a village situated amid arable lands outside Lvov, now Ukraine, died and was buried at the Church of the Exaltation of the Holy Cross.
Wait. Okay, so I have to put it. Hold on.
Yes.
The day prevails. How do you
Yeah.
use that one?
From that day forth, the plague was rampant,
Well, I guess if you don't
particularly in the area surrounding the
bury her in
church.
time.
From that day forth, the plague was rampant, particularly in the area surrounding the church. Oh, okay.
Wait, so she was buried by the church, and then suddenly the plague was just all over in the area of the church.
When her body was dug up, she was found to be naked, and her mouth contained scraps of her clothes, which she had devoured.
Oh, real? Okay, so are these excerpts from some kind of report back from the 1500s?
Yes, actually, they're like straight. Obviously, originally they're not in English, but they are the historical source, just straight up in the game. And this is like bits of quotes from that.
Oh, that's super scary because, like, so somebody digs up a body and notices that. Well, if this is true, right? But the game is called
Yeah.
Real Vampires, and it
Yeah.
it is real accounts. So, okay, but she's been buried probably before she was really dead. Then,
Probably. Well, that's a thought. That's a theory.
oh, what happens on this icon? Oh, Encyclopedia devoured. Striggers, that's also a kind of vampire, isn't it? So they said upiors are basically vampires in Polish. Striggers are said to have devoured clothing and even their own bodies. So striggers, is that another Polish word for another kind of vampire?
Oh, I think my stream connection or like my internet connection did a little burp. Apologies.
Wait, what do I have to tell you? Oh,
Oi.
oh, the day's lost. Oh, I figured it out too late. We had to kind
night
of
has fallen. Just do the opposite to survive.
do
When
the
her
opposite.
body was dug up, she was found to be naked, and her mouth contained scraps of her clothes, which she had devoured.
All right. So now I lost. So now we turn to night. Actually, since you are the artist, we should talk a little bit about the art direction. Maybe were you the art director on the game?
No, our art director was actually Julia Mienie. Mienie? Apologies to all the Polish people who might end up watching this. She is Polish, and she was the original illustrator of the book that it's based on. So she's got this incredibly wonderful collage style where she uses archive and library material and scans combined with these like paper cutouts and stuff. And the game is kind of our attempt at even approaching the magnificence of her usual illustrations. But yeah, it's very specific art style, definitely. And you don't really see that a lot. Like this specific style, you don't really see that a lot in games, I feel.
No, absolutely not. So it's really cool. Like it's a total different take. So what do we have to do here? Do we have to stuff in the plot?
Yeah.
She was decapitated with a sharpened iron spade, as was the custom, and dark red blood flowed forth.
So this is after she was dug up, right?
Yeah, so it's like this woman, there was plague in Poland. This woman died. She was buried near the church, but then there was plague around the church. And now they dug her up. They found out all her clothes is gone. Obviously, we must decapitate her.
It even says, as was the custom. So it's something they've done before. They know the routine.
They do.
Okay. And dark red blood flowed forth. So meaning either she hasn't been dead for long, or maybe she hasn't been dead at all. Maybe she's a vampire.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll continue to play night. Oh, we have to decapitate her.
Well, it's night.
Yeah.
So
Night is
The
lost.
sun rises
night is
anew.
lost. Yeah.
Oh, I
because,
shouldn't have done it.
it was
I
night.
was the
Yeah, so we're
vampire.
helping
She
the
was
vampire.
decapitated
Yeah.
with a sharpened iron spade, as was the custom, and dark red blood flowed forth.
Okay, but I can do this one, right? I know how to do this. I just
You already
proved that.
practiced.
Yeah. So cut. They prevails.
Very nice. But tell us
So-
that
She was
you're like
subsequently
a
reburied,
perfect
and
human.
the plague subsided.
Yes. She was reburied and the plague subsided. Okay, so by doing this,
Yeah.
they experienced that there's less plague.
Yeah.
What about all those orange
Evidently.
kind of hands and faces? Were those also from the book?
Yes, they were from a book. I think I actually don't know if it's like based on anything historically or if that was I think it was more of a creative choice in a way of representing the vampire as wearing a layer on top of being human. Because vampires weren't like not human, they were human. Okay, but this is with a disclaimer that I am not the researcher on this project.
Yes.
I believe that the vampire were human. They were just more also. They were said to have two souls. So they would live as a normal life as they lived. And there would be some signs that they might be a vampire, that they might have the two souls. But then when they died, that's when the human soul died and the vampire soul was still around. And this is like an aspect that is going to be in some of the later stories of the game. But that's like they weren't different. They were just more on top of the human. So it's like the mask of the visual of putting like this orange mask and the orange layer on top of the human character is like I'm getting
It's like
that's like the-
visualizing that there's something more.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It's my belief. I'm not the art director, but this is what I feel it is.
Okay. I will continue to the next day. Oh, I forgot to listen to the story, but she was buried again, right? So there we go.
Yeah.
Day prevails.
Yippee!
I wonder if this really happened. I mean, no doubt, her corpse was decapitated and she was reburied. Archaeology can verify that, but there's also something inside me that believes she truly was undead. I sure am.
Okay. You completed. Oh. Yeah, so you can kind of see how much day and night you succeeded with.
Yes.
Striga's testicles from 1690.
Yes. And now we're reaching the story where we figure out why the game is rated I think 16 plus.
Okay.
In some areas, yeah.
So did you
I
have
can't
to
say anything else.
Striga's testicles, circa 1690.
raise moon to play night? Okay, let's play night. We haven't played a lot of night. Raise the moon.
Night.
Night. Yes, play night.
Day, night.
What you believe you become, Oki? Now I'm the naked woman from the story. Here, at night, I lost my head and reason. But it only makes me feel more connected to these acts and practices far from reason that started to be somehow justified. It doesn't mean that people are really raised from graves, but there is some strange connection between these historical folkloric matters and the present days. Maybe there is some truth in it, yeah.
A peasant died, so folk to church promptly hurried, lest in the hallowed ground a Striga be buried without having its head hacked off by a hoe. What reason is there for to punish him so? His family will all die in the space of a year.
Okay, and we see that there's a few asterisks on a few words here. So, for example, Striga, another name for the Upior in Polish folklore. Later, and in popular culture, transformed the Striga into a female demon, but originally anyone could become one. The most common sign of being a Striga was being born with teeth, or even 2 rows of teeth. Okay, so they had that a lot.
Yeah. And maybe we will even get to the story that mentions this more directly.
So I noticed this church that we are. Sorry, we're inside a church now, but just before, when the story was introduced, it was kind of a moving picture, and I saw that in the credits there was also some drone photographer credited. So, was that a drone recording?
Yes. Wow, you're very well researched.
Well, I just spent this morning. I haven't had any time actually. Usually, I like to just look a little bit into kind of the games. So
yeah,
but
it's a Polish drone photographer who did a bunch of really cool recordings for us that we've used throughout the game of different points of interests around Poland. So that was outside of this cool, I think it was an abandoned Polish church. And we have multiple scenes like this where we have like graveyard or like an overgrown church and stuff like that.
Okay, and then was it your job to kind of place these in the game and kind of stitch it all together?
Yes, part of it, because I actually did the bit of the cutscene animation for these, and like figuring out how we should best integrate the video in the background and how to like make it merge with the rest of the style. Yeah, which was a little bit of a challenge, but I think we ended on something that worked.
Yeah, you kind of have this purple filter and everything that kind of just makes it into a background in itself, right? It just
yeah,
it's a very calm kind of color, so it goes to the background.
Yes, and it's at the same time it's purple is a shorthand for telling the player, okay, it's night time right now, and then we have I think it's like a peach, beautiful peach color for for the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of keep it very, very. I don't know if it's something you notice at once as a player, but it is like a very, very different contrast between the different play modes.
Mm-hmm. Just before I press play again, I noticed like all this bubbling text. It seems to be actually the hint of what I'm having to do, right? Because now we're sitting here and talking, and I was about to press play, and I thought, wait, I need to read this again because what are we actually doing? But I think this is the hint, right? Without having its head hacked off by a hoe. So if we play knight, I suppose we're the vampire, and we. Oh no! I should have protected the vampire.
You should have protected
Then
him.
returns. Insert your
no.
move.
A peasant died,
Oh.
so folk
Oh,
to
yeah.
church promptly hurried.
This time we'll hack the head off. I'm better at that. I'm better at being the human, apparently. So here comes the vampire.
Yeah, maybe you don't have that much vampire within you.
Click. Oh, no.
Oh,
Missed. Get back here. There we go.
So family are involved? Then this best to chop here. Chop of what? The peasants ask. Do tell us, your grace. His balls, I reply. Leave the head in its place.
So the family are involved, and then it doesn't matter with the head. Okay. So this is why. Oh shit.
yeah.
The day prevails.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Life,
like how
death,
oddly
and
happy he
family
seems
can
about
be
it.
confusing and painful. Nevertheless, I love these people, and I love and respect Upiors. They are all human beings, and I would like to use that shovel there myself. A woman without a head or a man without testicles? What am I now? Good point, Oki. Actually, our national poet Adam Mickiewicz said that a revenant is not someone possessed by an evil spirit. It is a human and natural phenomenon, though extraordinary and beyond the explanation of reason. A revenant is said to be born with a dual heart and a dual soul. Until the age of youth, they live without knowing themselves, without being conscious of their existence. But when they reach a critical period in their lives, they begin to feel in their heart the awakening of a destructive impulse.
Teenagers. Okay, so that's Alright, so that's Poland's take on teenagers. So if a teenager reacts too strongly, they are a vampire.
Yes, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, we've encountered two of my favorite sticker concepts for this game, or for the merchandise for this game. The one is Teenagers Prevail, a dog saying Teenagers Prevail, and the other one is very close-up picture of a reproductive organ, and then it says chop off what?
Okay, so is that something you've been kind of selling as merchandise for the game and advertisement?
We haven't been selling. It's more like a handing out when we are present at certain conventions or like conferences and stuff like that. But I was actually the one who made most of the merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
So I just such a like weird and wonderful game to get to make merchandise for, honestly.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's also, you said this was your intern project, so it's a quite nice project to be working on. I guess because it is a quite unique look, so people will definitely recognize it. I mean, you've also so I've seen it a couple of places, and you always have those masks of the orange heads, and it's very recognizable.
Yes, definitely. It's and I'm glad to hear that. that it is recognizable. It was, oh, I don't remember who it was. It was not me. It was someone else from the company. I think it might have been Emily, our programmer. But the idea of having the primary, like, instead of a folder or a card with the game's name and the QR code and whatever, it was actually the mask, the vampire mask that we use in game, is the one that we're like spreading around and giving to people so that they also can become a vampire or like can hold up the vampire mask. It's a genius, I think, idea for merchandise. Or like,
Yeah, when
not
can I
even
get
merchandise.
when can I get some gloves that are just a complete orange claw hand?
True. Oh my god, it would have to be. We would do like a giant production here with we're making them of wood, and then we're putting, a little a handle on the back side, so you can put it on your arm and you can walk around really scarily. I think that is a crazy good idea.
You should also make this for your next Halloween costumes, right? You could have a
True.
full outfit like this. And,
Yes.
do like a black and white clothing. Like it seems like all the characters are pretty much black and white, and then it's only their hands and face that are orange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm stealing that. The game was released, and we did have like a release party where we were, outside around the campfire, and we did a photo shoot with all of us in the vampire mask. So it would be very appropriate.
Yeah. So the game was released, just October in 2025. So that's 4 months ago.
Yes.
I don't remember. There was just the Danish Game Awards. Was it also nominated at the Danish Game Awards?
Oh no, unfortunately not, and it's a little bit difficult to find a category fitting of this game.
Yeah. I can imagine. It's a unique game.
Yes.
And I love that.
Yes, and yeah.
Let's journey onwards. I can see that we're kind of progressing through time, right? So now we're going to 1693, a most extraordinary article.
A most extraordinary article, May 1693.
Let's give Vampire another go, since I keep failing that one.
This is indeed most extraordinary. Let me tell you this. Or will you even listen, okay? In 1693, Polish and Ukrainian opiates were mentioned twice in the Parisian magazine Mercure Galant. First, in an article by Claude Comier, La Baguette Justifiée, about some kind of magic wand, published in March. Second, in the following article, which introduced the opiates of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. You may have heard of a most extraordinary thing to be found in the Commonwealth, particularly in Ruthenia. I am referring to bodies of the dead known as striges in Latin or upieś in the local language. Bodies which secrete a certain humor that the common folk and many learned men claim to be blood.
They say that the demon sucks this blood from the body of a living person or certain animals and transfers it into a dead body.
Okay. So is this the first kind of account of blood-sucking vampires? Because before it was just like a plague vampire.
That's true. I don't know if it was the first, because we haven't adapted all of the accounts from the book, so there might have been more. But this is definitely the first one in the game.
Yes. Okay. Let's see if I can manage to transfer blood. Wait, how do I get the blood? just keep spamming the blood? I feel like I should.
No, try
I
to
place the blood
yes,
like
try
this.
killing, yes.
Oh no, do I have time?
You got it. You got it. You got it. Did you do it?
It's good that I'm playing it on relaxed.
Because the demon is reputed to emerge from that corpse at a specific time between noon and midnight, and return later to put in the blood it has gathered.
The demon is reputed to emerge from that corpse. So it transferred blood from the cow into the corpse, and then it can emerge from the corpse between noon and midnight. Wait, between noon and midnight, so that's actually during daytime. And return later to put in the blood it has gathered. So it's interesting how like we have certain ideas of what a vampire is today, and apparently it has changed a lot. Oh, between noon and wait, do I keep turning it? There we go. Oh, the demon is out.
In time, such an abundance collects that it streams from the dead body's mouth, nose, and particularly its ears, until the corpse is floating in its coffin.
Wait, in time, such an abundance collects that it streams from the dead body's mouth. So it just keeps collecting blood, delivering it to this corpse until the corpse is floating in blood inside its coffin.
Yeah. It is
Okay.
quite macabre.
Wait, what do I have to do?
You have to stop the blood from collecting. Well, you're the vampire, so you want to keep the blood
The
inside
demon leaves the corpse to torment those with whom the deceased lived in the greatest familiarity, causing them much suffering as they slumber.
Oh no, so now it's going to haunt the house.
Yes.
I really like this demon. There's something very
He
nice about
embraces
the way it
and
moves.
squeezes them, appearing to them
Yes.
as a relative or friend, and enfeebles them by sucking their blood to transfer it into the corpse. When they awake, they cannot understand what is happening and cry out for help.
What? The demon embraces and squeezes them, appearing to them as a relative or friend. So they really had a lot of what do you call that, paranoia about people they knew being maybe a vampire. So even like when you're hugged by a relative or friend, you never know if maybe it's a vampire.
Yes, it seems like quite a stressful time to live in. Wait. So you don't want her to cry out for help?
Oh, I should have stopped the tear.
Yeah.
I just lost.
Day has broken. Just do the opposite to survive.
He embraces and squeezes them, appearing to them
Okay, I guess I have to press her eyes to make tears. Oh wait, why is she?
Yeah.
Why is the blood coming out? Should it be? I don't know if I'm doing the right.
You're doing the right thing.
No matter how long ago they were buried, they are found to be soft, limp, bloated, and ruddy-faced in their coffins, not dry and emaciated like normal corpses. When found in this state, resembling people as seen in these dreams, they are beheaded and their hearts are opened up.
Okay, so they certainly did a lot of checking of corpses. Like no matter how long ago they were buried, they are found to be soft. So that means they are sometimes checking the graves, right? They're sometimes just digging them up just to see is it a vampire?
Yes. Is this, guys? Our cousin John. He was a little strange. Let's just check on him. I know it's been 10 years.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it's important, right? If there maybe is a vampire going around, you need to find it. So,
Yeah.
what choice do you have?
Exactly.
What do I need to do? I need to open up the heart. I need to take the knife and I have to peel away the skin.
Yeah.
Cut.
It's like a weirdly satisfying level. This one.
Blood gushes
Yeah,
forth
actually
in
weirdly
substantial
satisfying to kind of
quantity
peel
and is
away.
collected, mixed
Yeah.
with flour, then kneaded and made into bread. That is a reliable remedy to protect against such terrible torment.
No way, they're taking the blood of a corpse. So they dug up a corpse, cut the heart, taking the blood to mix into bread.
Yeah. And actually, this is one of the, like, you know, you mentioned in the beginning of the stream how you heard that my boss, or Trine Leier, who is like the creative lead or like the director on the game, met the researcher Lukasz Kozak in Poland at a bar, actually at a karaoke bar. And one of the things that like they bonded over was like these weird recipes of getting rid of vampires and stuff. So this is actually one of the, like, in a way, like one of the original like stories that kind of set off the idea of the game.
I can see why. Like, I totally see it's a very nice inspiration for a game, because there's just so many weird little things.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. If I play, I have to take the blood and mix it into bread. There we go. Okay, there we go. So it's a weird little thing. It's just a lot of little mini games.
Who have witnessed
Yeah.
similar executions attest to the veracity of everything I have recounted, and this is common in Ruthenian province. Yeah, and we haven't any good explanation, because we can, for example, try to explain how it was a premature burial. A person was buried alive. A shroud cloth then was exhumated. People saw that, and that's how that belief was created. But it was so frequent that we cannot use it as a skeleton key to open every case described. It was not only folklore, it was not only belief, it was also a practice. Because people really were scared. People really died because of opiates. People really dug them up from graves, took from coffins, drank their blood, chopped the heads, and so on.
Totally take it. Oh no. Oh, it seems so weird to do all those things.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you can escape vampires by doing it, I guess I would do it too.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
we can
And
scroll
it-
down and see the.
Yes, so we got a bunch of stories.
Alright,
But yeah, it
this
is
the
like
whole
you said,
game
the
that
most.
we're seeing here?
Yes, it is. And we even got a little bit of an extra one. With
Yeah,
some
Danish.
Danish. Mm. It's kind of interesting because that's I don't know if I cut out.
You said that it's interesting with this Danish one because. Oh, are you disappearing? So let me see. Is anything going on here?
Sorry, I cut out again.
Yeah, I can't see why. I don't think it's on my end, but
No, it's on my end, most
Okay.
definitely. Don't worry about it.
yeah,
Oh, well.
you said that there was an
Sorry.
extra Danish folklore.
Yes, and it's actually very interesting how, even though there is, a bit of a distance between Denmark, there's a lot of like fun parallels between some of the stuff that we did in Denmark and some of the stuff that we did in Poland. Like putting, I believe, in Poland, you put in nails in the door or in the windows or in the door in the door, you know, the little bit of wood you step over when you go through the door at the bottom.
Yeah.
You would put I don't know if it was the top of the one. It doesn't matter. They would put nails into the door, the window, to keep the vampires from coming inside the house. And in Denmark, we would have like a similar thing. It would be opposite. So instead of it being the door frame, it would be in the bottom of the door. I believe that's the difference. But it's like very interesting how it's like very surprisingly similar between the countries.
And I mean, I love that if the vampires are demons that can go from the grave into houses and haunt, certainly they will stop if there's a few nails in the doorstep.
Yes, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Well, it's like classic way of tricking the supernatural, right? If this creature that can come through the keyhole of my door while I'm asleep, then surely I can trick it by putting my shoes in a certain way before going to sleep. That's a Danish one. That's not a vampire. But it's the classic thought.
Yeah. Are we gonna see some garlic at some point as well, and silver and steaks in these?
No, I think actually no silver, no garlic. Maybe the closest to like the modern vampire, like the Bram Stoker vampire we see in this game, is probably the steak stuff. Like we have lots of steaks, but we don't have a lot of garlic or silver or even really blood drinking. Only blood stealing, and that's the demons.
Okay.
And actually, the blood drinking and blood consumption is very interestingly more on the human side of things, baking it into bread and drinking the vampire blood to cure illness and stuff.
Oh no, so it's actually it's the humans who are consuming the blood to prevent the vampires from... What are the vampires actually doing that is so evil? Well, they're spreading
that's the
plague,
question, right?
They were spreading plague in the first one. So that's bad.
Yes. And up to no good, I believe, in many, many cases. But actually bringing up an interesting part of the game is that most people, after having played it, they kind of come to the realization that maybe the humans in the case are actually like doing more of the violent stuff than the vampires were.
Yeah. Alright, let's jump to Nieupirowiaski.
Yes.
Probably will hear now.
Nieupirowiarski, 1771.
Nieupirowiaski.
I feel like you were quite close.
It wasn't too bad, was it?
No. It was pretty good.
All right, let's be day. Let's be humans. So what's with that? Like these
Night. Day.
It's just another little gimmick.
Yeah. Like a fun thing. I was kind of responsible, like set dressing these, and like tried really hard to kind of incorporate fun little like sneak peeks or like references to what happens in the historical account. So that when you, or if you're replaying it, maybe on a harder difficulty later, you like recognize, this is the story with the hammer, this is the story with the falling leaves,
Alright, and are we also gonna see like the sheep dying in this story, probably?
I think the sheep might be in the intro, in the cutscene. I don't know if they're in a level, sadly. But we have a bunch with cows later.
A bunch with cows, okay.
Okay, now we are in 1771. This letter to the Warsaw Journal, an ambiguously signed with a pseudonym, non-believer in Upiors, was probably written by Jan Bohomolec or his brother, Franciszek, the editor of Monitor Journal. The report from Podilia seems credible, however, and contains many details that concur with other sources.
I felt an unspoken delight, never so pronounced, as in those where you rebuked the major superstitions that abound in our Poland.
Okay, so now somebody is out there saying, this is superstition, it's not real. We have to
Exactly.
hammer the superstitious people.
Yeah.
So, hammer. And
Oh.
hammer. Who is this?
Yeah.
Which face is this? Who is this person? Is that...
He is a real. I think he's a Polish guy, Polish fellow. Anonymized the eyes. Because he was
Some foretold
real and
that the plague
alive.
would stop once the leaves fell from the aspen trees.
Some foretold that the plague would stop once the leaves fell. So they're basically saying when it's autumn, problems over.
Yes.
I have to shake the tree. There we go. So you just
Others
have to every
said
level
it
kind
would
of
coincide
try
with
and
the
figure
start of
out what you
caroling.
have to do.
Exactly. In that way, it's a little bit of a like figuring out the way of solving it correctly.
Caroling, isn't that a traditional practice of singing from house to house, often during religious or seasonal festivals. In Slavic lands, carolers often dressed in elaborate costumes, wearing animal masks or cross-dressing. These processions were believed to ward off evil, bring fertility, or symbolically reenact the battle between life and death. Carol songs preserved the remnants of supernatural and mythic themes, sometimes touching on spirits, transformations, and winter hauntings. Okay. So the plague will stop when we start caroling.
Yes.
Dead bodies that were suspected
Exactly.
of being Upiors and dug up from their graves, beheaded, had aspen stakes hammered into their chests, had splinters driven under their fingernails, were burned to ash, etc.
Okay. So now we have the stakes, and specifically aspen stakes.
Yes.
Splinters driven under their fingernails. So you've been having these clawed kind of orange hands for the vampires all around. We haven't really seen anything about the vampires having claws yet, but now suddenly we need to have splinters under their fingernails. So
Yes.
is that a vampire trait that you should be aware of if you see somebody with long nails?
I think it's more of a stylistic thing that they have claws. I don't think they were actually. We don't have any levels in the game that mentions claws specifically.
Okay.
But there is a fun thing of like if you rip off the nail of a vampire, or like underneath the nail, if there is like cold blood. I don't know how you would find that out. In the game, you're ripping off the nails, but I don't know if they actually did that.
I mean, if they're doing all the rest, like digging up corpses and cutting off their heads, or opening their hearts, taking the blood and baking it into bread, then it's not too far-fetched to say that they pull off a fingernail.
No, it's true. True. The claws in this case, the orange claws, is more of a stylistic thing.
Okay. Let's see, what do we have to do? We have to drive wood under their fingernails. Oh no.
Ouch! I can still feel the splinters under my fingernails. But I am also touched by these old beliefs that the falling of the leaves and the beginning of caroling relates to these horrifying activities of vampirism. The distance between horror and beauty seems smaller now, and I am in the middle of it.
I'm in the middle of it, and then there's a circle going in. Very nice. You completed all day levels on relaxed.
Good job. I think we figured out you're like, maybe there's like some violent tendencies, you know, maybe.
Oh no.
Are you feeling especially angry this? Is that why you're so good at the human part?
Yeah, maybe. I'm stressful and I need to get out all my
All the tension.
Yes, exactly right. So cut off some heads. Yeah.
Upiors in Terebovlia, late 18th century.
Where is Terebovlia? Somewhere in Ukraine. Raise the moon. Okay, let's try night again. See if I can do a little bit better this time. Now we have the cows.
Yes.
Oh, and again one of those drone
Looks
shots
like
in the
it.
background.
Wonder why? Because
Yes.
I don't recall anything about Upiors or Slavic folklore from my childhood. It was all American superheroes and such. True. And sorcerers, they can see distant or future events.
All throughout the Trembovla area, there was talk of nothing else but Upiors. In one village, it was said that 2 miles away, they had crept into a cowshed at night.
Okay, so now I have to get this right. I'm a vampire this time, and I have to sneak into a cowshed and hide. Let's see if I can manage that. No! No, why can't I? Get the cows out! Get them out.
Yes. There's no room for you.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I was just about to fail my vampire again. I shouldn't become a vampire. If I get
cattle from their mangers to make mischief.
if I get bitten by a vampire here in Copenhagen at night sometime, and I survive it and I become a vampire, I'll be doing a very poor job at being a vampire.
Well, let's just see. This is the practice run, you know. Maybe if it's real life, it'll be better.
Yeah, I would also take it more serious if I was really becoming a vampire.
Yes.
Upiors untied cattle from their mangers to make mischief. I really like this, right? You can totally imagine some farmer has their cattle, and it's just kids really who are tying these up and making mischief. But it becomes the story of Upiors. But also the Upiors were teenagers, right? So.
Oh yeah, true. And it's actually very fun how like they have all of these things with the cows and stuff. And actually another parallel to Danish stuff as like anecdotal parallel is, you know, the Nisse, the elf.
Yeah, the gnome, yeah.
The gnome, the Danish gnome who lives on farms and stuff, would also have lots of stories of they're tying the cows together, or like they're doing all of this stuff with the cows. So it's just fun to see how that is all repeated in Poland, but obviously in a very different context.
That's really interesting. Yeah, of course we have those. We have the gnomes, and like they're called drillenisser, which is what is drille? That's to kind of annoy or to,
like mischief maybe. You know, mischief maker.
Yeah. So a mischief gnome, and they have mischief vampires instead. Isn't so the Witcher story and the Witcher game, the Witcher series? Isn't that from? Is that from Poland?
Yes, it's written by a Polish author book series. That the game is also based on a book series. Polish.
I'm starting to think now if you could like after going through these anecdotes, go back to The Witcher and just see like these Upior Striga, they're just running around untying cattle. That's really all they do. And then you send for The Witcher to hunt them down because terrible stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, let's get back to the game. What do we have to do? We have to untie the cattle. I am a vampire. I'm gonna make mischief. Oh, untie the knot. I knew how to do that. Good.
Upiors then tied the cows and oxen into a circle by their tails.
Oh, That's really evil. Can you even do that?
That's the question. Whoa.
Enupur had wandered into a peasant's abode at supper time, knocked the spoons out of everyone's hands, and guzzled all the food on the table.
Wait, what?
This is like probably one of the best ones.
Yeah. So I don't even know if this vampire Upior is visible or invisible at this point, right? They wander into a peasant's abode at supper time. So people are sitting there eating supper time, and somebody walks in and knocks the spoons out of their hands.
Yeah.
And eats all the food off the table. Is that?
No, I think that, you know, the very physical vampire. So they would probably be actually in the house, knocking the spoons out of the hands. And actually, this was like all of the like parts, like story bits that are happening inside houses and in like specific areas were like a bit of a visual challenge. Like how do you keep this like super simple style with the kind of one color background, like very graphic look, but still you communicate to the player that we are inside a house, it's supper time, like which elements are the most important to keep and which ones can we completely remove. Like we don't have any floor or walls or anything, we just have the table and the people with the spoons.
Yeah. So I don't know, can I pause the level while I'm in there? Because it goes quite fast. So we end up talking here, so I can't even, like, if I play, can I pause it?
You can pause it in the up in the top right corner.
Okay, let me try and see if I can manage to do that. Game paused. Right.
Yes.
Okay, but it's pretty much the same level, except now there's it seems to be like a hand from a vampire about to knock off the spoons. Yeah, but I can see that, like, oh no. I mean, this is so stupid. This is so silly.
Elsewhere, the hungrier one had sucked the blood of everyone living under the same roof, leaving just one infant alive in a cradle so it could breed.
A hungrier vampire had sucked the blood of everyone.
Oh,
living
well,
on the
we
same
have a
roof.
bloodsucking. We have bloodsucking.
Yeah. Leaving just one infant alive in a cradle so it could breed. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's doing some pretty disgusting things, you know, and then also knocking spoons out of hands.
Yeah. So it's a very big contrast. These vampires are sometimes they're really horrible sometimes, and sometimes they're just like a little bit of fun.
Yeah,
Except maybe
they
it
got
wasn't
the
a lot of
range,
fun
I guess.
to eat somebody's food. Like in those times,
Yeah.
maybe food was actually harder to come by, right? So
Oh yeah,
maybe that was a big deal.
yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, but just talking about how you said that you're setting up a scene.
Yeah,
Here you also keep a very kind of simplistic, but you have just the windows, and that's really all we need, right? We have a wall
Yeah.
and the floor, and the wall has windows, and then we know we're somewhere inside. Well, we could also be
Yes.
outside, I suppose, but
true. But I think with you have the simple graphic visuals, and then you have the context of like the text byte, the text the text byte, or that's a Danish direct translation right there. But you have the bit of text.
Yeah, a bit of
Yeah.
text. Yeah. Yes.
I think that provides like the context for understanding visuals, and then the visuals is just about making sure it's all congruent between what you are being told and what you're seeing.
Hmm. Yeah, but you can escape with like a pretty simplistic view, right? Because we're told
Yeah.
okay, we're living under the same roof. So then when we go in, okay, we're inside the oh it's so fast. I think I hit the infant. I wasn't supposed to hit the infant. Oh, it
Yes,
survived.
but
That's good.
yes, I think you only got a little bit of blood from the.
The crossroads,
Yeah.
highways, paths, forest edges, mountains, and ravines were beset by evil. Whenever travelers would meet, they would first ask about any Upir sightings. Every last one of them, thanked God.
Okay, so we're gonna walk down. Wait. Okay, am I the vampire just hiding in the woods now? Just inviting everybody going for a walk in the woods.
Yes, you are the evil that is besetting the land.
I'm getting better at this vampire stuff.
Yes. Oh, you know, and
In a few
this
dozen
level was actually
Ruthenian
also a
and
bit of a
several Latin
challenge.
Catholic parishes, priests ordered that bodies be dug up from their graves and summarily decapitated, and that their hearts be pierced with stakes.
Alright, let's just jump back to you were saying the forest level was a bit of a challenge.
Yes, in the same way that you know, communicating the inside of the house or like anywhere else, specific place, the crossroads was also, well, how do we communicate this that you are in this like nature area, and how do we make those visual match the rest of the visuals of the game? We had quite a big of a tweaking that level for a long time actually to make it fit.
That's interesting because like I see just the end product, right? But of course there's been a lot of going back and forth, and here in the end product it's very clear that you have that purple and yellow, orange, and it's the hands and the face, and then all the rest is kind of black and white. So then okay, the forest being kind of these black and white cutouts as well just kind of seems very natural, but maybe that wasn't so
Yes.
easy to end up there.
No, actually, we in the beginning, this green overlay and a very like more of a, putting this in quotes, citation quotes, naturalistic approach to that level with like a brown path, like a brown earth, the green trees. But it's like, you know, about finding the balance, and you know, obviously like from the beginning of developing the game, it's like you have maybe not like we had like definitely the art style and the visual look became you know, more streamlined the more we worked on the game, and that level was maybe one of the levels that in the beginning it would, with this natural approach, it kind of fit with the rest of it, but as the game got more, visuals got more streamlined and everything got like more sharp, it needed a rework, and it was actually quite of a challenge when you're like in it and you're surrounded by it and figuring out what is the best way of making it fit with the rest.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think there's anything that really stands out. So you've done it pretty well, kind of blending everything together. But of course, there is a lot like that. That you have those videos that kind of go in the background, and then sometimes you have a cutout. And yeah, of course, it's there's a bit of kind of stitching all things together.
Yes. But yeah, but I think we ended up on a good spot.
Yeah. Let's see. We missed this text. In a few dozen Ruthenian and several Latin Catholic parishes, priests ordered that bodies be dug up from their graves and summarily decapitated, and that their hearts be opened to be pierced with stakes. Ruthenian, what's that? A historical region in Eastern Europe covering parts of modern Ukraine, Belarus, Poland, and Slovakia. Ruthenia was a cultural crossroads, home to rich folklore traditions, including tales of revenants, upiors, and strigers. So revenants, that's somebody coming back from the dead, I think, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was a different name for the vampire.
So now we're in the late 18th century, and we start piercing hearts with stakes. Wait. Oh, I'm the vampire. I wasn't supposed to do
Yeah.
that.
Oh
Sun is
no.
back. Think opposite to survive.
In a few dozen Ruthenian and several Latin.
Alright, let's pierce the heart as a... There we go.
Yes.
I guess I should have
Upior's
been
blood
moving
was
the
being
heart.
peddled for more than caramelized vodka, and their powdered blood fetched even higher prices than fleur de sel. Yet one should know that, according to experiments recorded by Calmet, these two medicines are more effective against plague spread by upiors.
Again, what are we hearing now? Caramelized vodka? Like Upior's blood? Was that actually being used for vodka? Fleur de sel, a delicate flaky sea salt harvested by hand from the surface of salt ponds. In Slavic tradition, salt was also a protective substance used to ward off evil spirits. So the powdered blood of vampires fetched higher prices than salt. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, back at it with the human drinking the vampire blood.
Yeah. So I can't figure out who's the good guys and who's the evil guys in this. The humans are definitely the weird guys.
Oh yeah, definitely.
One should know that according to experiments recorded by Calmet, so Calmet was a French monk and scholar who authored dissertations on apparitions of angels, demons, and ghosts. So he really made like a work on angels, demons, and ghosts. His work includes detailed reports on vampires in Eastern Europe, particularly Serbia and Hungary. Though skeptical, his wide dissemination of vampire stories helped fuel Europe's obsession with them. Oh, so he was kind of going, I don't think vampires are real, but just by describing them, people started buying their blood and mixing it with their vodka.
Yes. You
Oh
know,
my
it's
God.
one of those, old school viral moments.
Oh yeah. if you
Where
didn't
you-
have TikTok to constantly distract you, then I can imagine that like a book about angels, demons, ghosts, and vampires that could spark a lot of conversation.
Yes.
Now we just have brain rot instead. So
Yeah. Well, vampire brain rot or
yeah, you can choose your poison.
yeah.
These two medicines are more effective against plague spread by upiors. Okay, I gotta remember we're playing daytime now. I can see that on the background. So I'm a human now, and I have to take the blood to prevent plague. Okay. Let's open here. Oh, mix the blood with the. Oh, can I? Or do I just drink it? There we go.
I didn't take all these stories seriously, but when I was researching, many strange things happened. Pandemics. And I was writing about upiors spreading plague. Oh shit, what's that? The same story? And for example, about drinking blood of upiors. And at the same time, people started talking about using blood of persons who are healthy but had COVID before just to make vaccine and things like that. Yeah, that's weird indeed. Okay, That's a coincidence, but this coincidence happened many times. I'm trying to avoid an explanation if it was kind of mass hysteria or kind of, mass poisoning, alcoholism, some kind of religious vision.
Smells like confirmation bias. Okay, so was he writing the book that this game is based on during COVID?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Sure sounds like it.
Yeah. So if I just go back, the book I found just before with Stake and it keeps scrolling. There we go. With Stake and Spade, written by Lucas Kozak. Yeah, and illustrated by Julia Mierney. So, which is then both like the story and visual inspiration for this game.
Aspen and
Yes.
Poppy Seed,
Go
1864.
straight back into the next one. Let's try some more vampire, just because I
Nice.
seem to get that wrong.
Yes.
I'm remembering when my grandpa died. I was like 10 at the time, and he had in his coffin his hands tied with rosary. And at the time it was something totally normal, like, yeah, he has rosary like a symbol of his faith. And now I know that this practice was to tie his hands to prevent him from rising from the grave.
Because, yeah, I saw him in the coffin. The lid was put on him and he was buried, I think, yeah. I can always check it.
No, so now he's gonna go dig up his grandpa.
Upjord has the same meaning in Valinor as everywhere else. It is a corpse that rises from the grave at night and sucks people's blood as they slumber.
So
it's
the
also-
book was written in 2020, or like it came out in 20.
Mm,
He must have written it during the pandemic, yeah.
yeah. That's some timing.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I forgot. What was I doing? I was digging up somebody, wasn't I? Oh, night is lost. I'm so bad with that.
It's day once more. Just invert your choice.
Inverted
Upjord
choice.
has the same meaning in Valinor as everywhere else. It is a corpse that rises from the grave at night and sucks people's blood as they slumber.
Okay, so I suppose as a human I should wake up. So I'm. Wait. Oh yeah. Don't.
Don't
go
fall
to
asleep.
Don't fall asleep. There we go. Deep reveals.
A great sound on that.
After their
of the
death and
islands.
burial,
Yeah.
they arise at midnight and walk around outside the windows of houses. Such upjors are afraid of iron, which is why broken needles are usually stuck into the window frames.
Oh, there we have the needles.
Yes,
So-
okay, so it was the needles in Ukraine in this case, and then you have the nails in Denmark.
Wait, after their death and burial, they rise at midnight and they walk around outside the windows of houses. Okay, that's what they do. But such upjors are afraid of iron. So we have no explanation of why exactly they're afraid of iron, but broken needles. So I suppose that's just because it's a needle that you can no longer use. It's not that it has to be broken. But okay. So, I mean, I think that would be any kind of burglar, right? Anybody who has to sneak through a window would kind of be afraid of broken needles, I think.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, it's like, hey, it's like a guard against it, you don't want to climb over it to go through the window.
Yeah. Fine. What do we have to do? Needles are stuck. Okay, I guess I have to take the needles and stick them into the window frame. There we go. I'm safely guarded.
And sprinkle poppy seed on it, with the words, "You may arise once you have picked up all the poppy seed."
You may arise once you have picked up all the poppy seed. So why would you say to a vampire that you may arise? Like, why would you want that? I like how the grave is instantly as the level starts, it just starts to go away.
Yeah.
If a Vidma is stealing milk from cows, you must hammer aspen stakes into your threshold. The Vidma will then appear and implore you to stop because it hurts her.
Okay, we have to take a look at what a Vidma is here. A Ukrainian word for a witch, later borrowed into Polish as, Wiedźma. In the folk belief, the Vidma was closely related to the Upior. She was said to have two souls, and like the Upior, could live on after death. And we also have something on the aspen stakes. So trembling aspen appears frequently in the folklore. Its leaves, constant motion, visible even in light breeze, inspired beliefs that it could neutralize undead or evil spirits. In Slavic vampire folklore, stakes were made from aspen wood and considered especially potent. Okay, just because the leaves shake a lot. There's so many of these things that are so weird, right? Why is it that thing that, like, the leaves?
Yeah.
They move a lot, so they must be good at protecting from vampires.
Yes.
Again, let's try and return a little bit to what you did on this this game as well. I guess you said that you were doing a lot of just like scene setup as well as making the assets. So when you have a story like this, a Vidma is stealing milk from cows. You must hammer aspen stakes into your threshold. So then it was your job to kind of draw or take a picture of a milk, and the same with the scene and the stakes, and kind of find all of those. Or
yeah, so it's a little bit of a combination, because we got a lot of really beautiful material, photograph material from our art director, who collected it from different archives and such. So we had like an internal bank almost collection that we could go through to find stuff for the level. Then you have other things that is too specific. We don't have a picture of that, so it's about finding a photograph or something, or taking a photograph of something that we can use for that. Like the milk, I don't think is from a from a photograph of milk taken in 1800. I think that's probably a copyright-free one we found on somewhere.
Yeah.
Some database. But yeah, and then doing all of these, the cutouts and figuring out how. It's also it's like with the backgrounds, it's like what part do we cut out of it? Which parts are necessary to keep, to understand it, and to get the vibe of the original.
Yeah, because of course you've been cutting out like whatever is inside this house, so we only have the frame.
Yeah.
But that's also, you have to hammer these aspen stakes into your threshold. So all you really need is that. It is the doorstep or the window frame. Yeah.
Yes. And then it's like having this, like for this scene, we have a lot of photo materials. It's taking up a lot of the visual space, but we still have this little bit of the singular like color area, and I think that's like a balance that is very important for like our visual presentation, is to always have that contrast between the very photo stuff and the super duper simple graphic aspects. It helps bring the style forth.
Yeah. Right, let's try and see if we can hammer the stakes. Also needles, I suppose. Oh, do I need more? Oh, I need to keep hammering them. Oh no.
Yes.
There we go. I'm safe.
You got it.
It is also said that an aspen stake must be hammered into a hanged man's grave to prevent him from rising.
I mean, again, so if he's been hanged, then you do this.
Mm-hmm.
So. Let's go. Hammer, hammer. Oh, no, blood by
Yo.
the end. He was still
Yeah.
alive. So.
Well, he was a
Super
vampire.
I heard
Yeah.
a practical explanation
Well, he was
of
just
it,
a hanged man,
that
right?
in case people
Yeah.
might have been buried alive,
True.
then they would eventually die of suffocation by all the poppy seeds covering mouth and nose. I don't know if that was the intention, nobody knows. I'd rather avoid rationalization. We need to follow the sources, believe them or not, but we need to follow them. To get to the core of the story, core of the narration, core of belief. They believed in Upurs. It's belief, of course, but they really drove the stake, cut the head, and so on. So it is a very practical manifestation and execution of these folk beliefs. No way, I will never try to explain it in a somehow rational way. It's very arrogant from the point of view of present times to criticize the people from the past.
Wait. Little lecture.
Yes.
So, I also noticed the eyes on many of these images, and the company who made the game is called Those Eyes. I haven't had time to kind of do a background check on other games. Has Those Eyes made other games previous to this one?
Yes. We have released also a game called Cosmic Top Secret, and more recently, we've done Mouse and Crane, which is a children's game, and Cosmic Top Secret was more of like a almost very autobiographical on the creative director Trine Leyer, whose dad was like, maybe he was a spy during the Cold War, maybe he wasn't. We don't know. Or I guess we'll find out. Like diving into this, and it's kind of crazy how it's all just happens. It just happens that the eyes they kind of integrate themselves in the look.
So do you have those eyes in all of your games?
I think we might almost have it in all of the games. I don't think it's all of them. Definitely in Cosmic Top Secret and in the Mouse and Crane game, and obviously now in the Real Vampires game. Yes, like a little bit less of an extent than some of the other.
Right, but you weren't there
Yeah.
when the company was started, right? So
No.
do you know why they chose that name?
I have no idea. I bet it's probably because of the fact that they use the eyes. They're very.
Okay.
They look into your soul. Those eyes.
Well, it's a nice name. Like there's another company also called Indoor Sunglasses. I also really like that one.
Yeah.
So most companies are called something entertainment, something studio,
Yeah.
something games. But you are those eyes.
Yes, and we've been joking. If we ever made like the company, be like that nose.
that knows.
Those eyes, that nose,
Yes.
these ears.
Yes. You can make a game. A game called These Years by Those Eyes.
Whoa! Writing that one down.
Yeah, now you, yes, so now you know what your next game is going to be called. Now you just have to figure out how you, or what game should it be, what should it be about. Because that's the way you make a game, right? You choose the name first and then...
Yes. Yeah. Everything else goes around it.
Yeah. Clara, I haven't actually asked you how long you have today, so I don't want to capture you here for more than for too long if you have to go somewhere. But otherwise, I'll just keep going.
Were you planning to play the entire game?
I wasn't really planning on anything. I usually start these streams at 9 and then I play for as long as the developer is there, really. So, although I would have to cut it by lunch today, I have a meeting coming up. So.
Yes. Well, I actually don't have too much more time, and I think also energy.
Yeah.
So perhaps
let's leave some for the viewers if they want to pick up the game and explore the rest by themselves, and also explore it on a little bit more kind of difficult level than just the relaxed.
Yes, and I can also say if you click on the the blood drop on the side of any of them, see, even if you wanted to as a viewer you wanted to play the game, I can also say you can, or you're really interested in the content or like the knowledge, you can go in here and you can scroll down. If you scroll down, you can read just the and we have like the stuff that's a level highlighted, and you can read the complete text from the book. And I also wanted to say that you can actually read the book. It's published online. You can read it for free in a PDF format, or you can. I think you can even buy the book.
Sorry. I was just clicking around the level selector. You said that the book is released and you can read it, and
yeah, you can read it for free. It's on if you search with Stake and Spade, you can find the PDF version on the Polish Cultural Institute's website.
Cool.
They have it there, and I would recommend reading a couple of the stories. It's really interesting. Or play the game. You can do that too.
I mean, I think the game is a perfect teaser for the book, because you said that you've kind of taken excerpts from the book. Like you don't have all the accounts of the book in the game.
Yes.
But I mean, I absolutely love all these weird folklore kind of things that suddenly you like. If a man dies by hanging, that's when you have to put a stake through his coffin.
Yeah.
So. Not if he dies by crucifixion or something, but if he is specifically hanged or
yeah. I think that's a good point.
Perfect teaser in that way.
Yeah.
Do you want to do one more level, or should we end it here? It's perfectly fine if we stop for now.
I think it would be opening a giant can of worms to start on a new level.
Yes.
Because it's the beginning of a new story, so we'd want to finish it all the way.
Yeah, that's true. Let's stop it here. That's good. Let me see. Do you have any closing remarks on the game, or your work, or anything, or your upcoming games? You also said that you are making a game. Let's hear a little bit about that and end it with that.
Yes, so right now we're working on, Real Vampires is a little bit of it's a fun contrast, because it is a 16 plus rating, but it is quite silly still. It is very factual and stuff. And right now we're actually working on something different. We're working on like a fun like for a more general audience, a 3D platform like adventure game that is about this post-apocalyptic version of our world, and all the humans are gone, and we're playing as this little mushroom guy who has just been born into this completely trashed world and wants to go out there and reconnect all of the mushroom network and maybe help the world and the people or the animals who live in it a little bit more along the way. We're working with also a different art style, but I would say it's still like, we got a bit of a love for the hand-drawn and handmade visuals. So it has a similar vibe, but different to Real Vampires. And
okay.
we're hard at work on it. Yeah.
Where can we find it?
It's not up anywhere yet, but you can find follow the Real Vampires account on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere. Oh, YouTube, it's those eyes. But we'll make sure to share around any information or stuff about the game we're working on now. So
okay.
Yeah,
I think
super excited for that game, by the way.
Yeah.
Really.
And this is a question you're gonna end up saying you can't answer. When is it coming out? Is there any plans for that, or is that just you don't know?
I can't answer that.
No. That's usually
No
how
comments.
it is. But I wanted to ask in case that sometimes it is later this year or next year. But usually it is. We don't know.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
is
we
also
don't know.
Perfect, yeah. Okay. I think that's the perfect ending for this stream. So I just want to say thank you for spending your time here and sharing stories about your work and the game.
Yes. Thank you for inviting us to join.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna hang you up and say
Yes.
thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And then I'm just gonna end this stream by saying that I stream a different game each week, a different game made in Denmark, and I invite the developers of the game onto the stream to talk about their work on the game. And depending on what their role was, we'll dig into different parts. Like if it's a designer, we'll talk about the game design, or if it's an artist, we'll try and dig into why the visual art style was chosen as it was and all that. While always just kind of looking at the game, playing the game at the same time. I don't think I have anything more to say for now. So if you like it, see you another time.